So hello बच्चों, good morning to every one of you, and this is MK Yadav, and today we are starting a new chapter of class 7 science, chapter 8 soil. So lots of important thing we will come to learn about this chapter, and you must not be knowing many of the important points which are very important for you. So that point will also bring a new knowledge for you. And what we will learn in this chapter, we will learn about soil, formation of soil, soil profile, soil composition, types of soil, properties of soil, soil and crops, soil erosion, soil conservation. So all these are the points which will bring lots of new knowledge for you. So you have to focus on your mind, and you have to also focus on my words, then you will get everything properly. Okay, so now we are going to start this chapter. So let's start. Air has extremely fine solid particles suspended in it. These are particles of the earth. We can easily see them in a light beam that enters in a dark room. It is these particles which settle on our books, study table and the streets as dust. Means suppose that if we are sitting in our room, or we are standing in a dark place, so when the light beams are coming, then you will see small particles will be seen there, and through which you can understand that these particles are suspended around us. So lots of things we will come to learn about this chapter. So air is also mixture of many gases, as you know. When beam of light comes, then we can see lots of things and small particles in that. Suppose that if we are standing in a dark place, so we can also see small particles if the beam of light is coming there. In this chapter we will study about soil, the substance that makes up the surface of the earth. So we will also study about the soil, and we will also study about the surface of the earth. So let's start. Soil is one of the most important natural resources given to us by the nature. Means soil is very important for us because many of the things we grow from the soil, plants, vegetables, and many of the important things we get from the soil and we grow from the soil. So soil is a natural resources. Our existence on the earth without soil is impossible. If there is no soil, so there is no possibility of living beings they can survive. So soil is very important because many of the important things we grow from the soil, like as we can take the example of plants, fruits, vegetables. So all these important things we get from soil. But a question arises, what soil is and why it is so important. The question is that what is soil and what is the importance of soil and why it is so important. So let's talk about this. Soil is the uppermost layer of the earth's crust. If someone asks you that what is the soil, so you can answer them or you can reply them, soil is the uppermost layer of the earth's crust and is usually composed of a thin layer of mineral particles and a layer of dead and decayed plants and animals remain, called humus. Means many of the important things which are composition of the soil that were buried millions of years ago, and that we get in the form of petrol, diesel, and many of the important resources. Today we use of that. During rain, water enters the cracks and cavities of the rocks. Means when it rains, so water enters the cracks and cavities of the rocks. During winter, when the temperature falls, water freezes to ice. Means water converts into ice and expands. This expansion exerts an outward force. Means a force applied when that expands and the rocks breaks into smaller pieces. Then rocks breaks into smaller pieces. These smaller particles further breaks down to form soil. Means these small particles form soil when rocks, converted into small particles. Soil provides a foundation for a vast number of plants. Soil is a platform, we can say, where we can grow many of the things. We can grow plants, we can grow paddy, we can grow crops. Yeah, so lots of things, vegetables, fruits, we grow from plants, and serves as a storehouse of water and minerals needed for their growth. Minerals are very important for the growth of the plants, so that they also get from the soil. Soil also provide shelter to many animals. We have heard many of the animals, they live inside the soil, which is known as hibernation in science language. That live on or in it, many of the animals, they live on the earth, they live inside the earth. So lots of things are found in the earth. Without soil there would be no grass. If there will be no soil, so there is no possibility of grass, and when there is no possibility of grass, so there will be no possibility of plants and many of the other important things which we grow from the plant, soil. No crops, no trees, no food for us or for the growth of other things. So these were the important points which we should know, that plants and soil are very important, and soil plays very important role in growing of the plants, because many of the things we grow from the soil. And soil is the formation of small pieces of the rocks when that breaks down. So I hope you must have got properly. So thank you very much for watching this video, and if you face any problem, so you can say your problem with me. So good to know that now we are active